This week on LandLeader Television. We are the leaders of the land. Land is what we live on. It can be explored, built upon, and cultivated. Land holds our wildlife, crops and livestock, and the homes in which we live. It provides a resource for your family. It's what our forefathers settled and our brave fight to protect. It asks that you respect it, keep it free, and put back what you have taken. At times, it's purchased, sold, and traded, and it's passed on from generation to generation. So it's our duty as land brokers to be champions of conservation, habitat management, and ownership. We possess a deep love for our land and respect for all it provides. We are LandLeader. The following segment is brought to you by Hayden Outdoors, farm, ranch, and recreational real estate.
This is Greg Little in central New Mexico, Sierra County. We're on the Red Rock Ranch at the base of the San Mateo Mountains, about halfway between Albuquerque and El Paso, Texas.
Good afternoon. My name is Christopher Ashcroft, and welcome to Red Rock Ranch. Approximately 2,300 deeded acres, rolling country, high desert, very close to the United States Forest Service and the wilderness, approximately 4 miles north of the village of Monticello. It's Victoria Peak, approximately 10,250 feet above sea level. It's in the forest. It is a granitic rhyolite intrusion. There is mountain climbing, free rock climbing, gorgeous trails, accessible by vehicle, SUV, ATV. Hunting, of course, this is Unit 17. We are inundated with mule deer, and a professional hunter in January came out and identified 9 trophy mule deer. The antelope that frequents the part of the rock that we call the Cordoba averages about 50. We have 3 wells. First well was put in approximately 1935 at a location on the ranch that used to be the Civilian Conservation Corps camp. And we lift water to a 10,000-gallon below-grade cistern that gravity feeds to service the headquarters. Second well, which is solar, lifts water to the stock tank on the hillside that again gravity feeds as a backup both for the headquarters as well as for the drinkers. The third well is located at the bottom of what we call the Cordoba, that is on the Monticello Ditch, a very historic spring-fed system where the farmers are able to flood irrigate based on their hours of water ownership. I met Greg through Gary, finally meet Lord Little. That's my nickname. A remarkable man. I couldn't ask for a better realtor to be at my side, to help me, to guide me. He's exceedingly professional. Evidently, he very much cares for the work he does. I believe I'm just very fortunate to meet Greg.
This is one of the best built headquarters of any ranch I've ever been on. There's a 4,400 square foot main residence, bordering a swimming pool, a 600 square foot guest home, and then of course you have a 1,200 square foot also guest barn dominium on the property for headquarters. Plenty of lodging for everybody in the family.
The guest house used to be the ranger's office, and inside the house complex is the original adobe structure that was the ranger's residence. All the water systems have been updated and upgraded.
Years have gone in to make it into a world-class shooting facility. It has ranges up to 3,000 yards. Numerous major long-range rifle manufacturers are right now considering the Red Rock to host their long-range universities.
Zip line was put in for negative lead training. Helicopters are, of course, too expensive to shoot from. We have a railroad track system for forward lead development to look after approximately 6,000 square feet, and everything else. It's too much for me. You know, I think ranching today is a younger man's game, or that you've got a family who love to ride and want the ranch lifestyle.
This segment was brought to you by OtterBox, building extraordinary products to enhance your life, and by Cinch Jeans and Shirts, the leader in premium Western wear clothing since 1996. The Cimarron Valley Ranch boasts over 45,000 acres of land spread along the historic Santa Fe Trail in Colorado and Oklahoma. This ranch runs along 22 miles of the Cimarron River and supports up to 2,000 cows using rotational grazing pasture, turnkey ranching operations, and ample water from the river and ponds to stock tanks and 10 pivot irrigated circles. Excellent hunting for elk, deer, quail, turkey, and more are found on this rare contiguous ranch. Call Dax Hayden for more information or visit HaydenOutdoors.com.
Out here, there's no boss, no 9 to 5, no vacation days. You see, this is more than a job. It's a calling. It's the sweat, the grit, the worry, the wonder, and the truth that you were born to lead this life.
LandLeader Television is brought to you by OtterBox. At work or at play, OtterBox enables your everyday. Cinch Jeans and Shirts, your leader in Western wear. Gunworks, 1,000 yards capable right out of the box. Western Heritage Consulting and Engineering, built on grit. Blue Otter polarized sunglasses, the very best. Covert Scouting Camera, top quality trail cameras with unmatched support. Swarovski Optic, perfection meets tradition. Kevin's Catalog, the place for Kevin's fine outdoor gear and apparel. And by Feed the Party, the best steaks and meats at the best prices. This property is brought to you by Living the Dream, matching exceptional properties to exceptional people.
Hi, my name's Bob Blazer. We are at the White Buffalo Ranch at Falcon, Missouri. We're about an hour east of Springfield, Missouri. The ranch itself consists of 700 plus acres. The property was constructed by the Arthur family. There's a waterfall that cascades off of Lake Arthur on the outlet side. We toured the facilities and found that not only was this property recognized as the White Buffalo Ranch, it had a White Buffalo mount. Some of the key features of the White Buffalo Ranch: quality craftsmanship that the lodges were constructed with. There's over 18 ponds on this property. The ponds are stocked. We border the Mark Twain National Forest. When hunting season comes around, our property becomes a sanctuary. This area is recognized as one of the leading destinations for turkey hunting in the Midwest. Having two separate lodges, with the dining lodge separate from the Great Lodge where the sleeping quarters happen to be, really works to be a significant feature, as many people have shared with us. The outdoor pavilion is situated with an outdoor kitchen area and grill. One of the highlights of that pavilion happens to be the heated in-ground pool that we put in. I was informed of Jason Through a connection that we have, Todd Lewis with Ozarks Traditions Television has actually filmed on the property here. Todd is the one that gave us the referral for Jason.
Well, the White Buffalo has endless possibilities with the commercial potential for a wedding venue, corporate retreats, family gatherings, or just make it your own personal getaway. You can hunt, you can fish, you can run cattle, you can run horses. The ponds, the fencing, the cross fencing, this makes this farm an exceptional cattle ranch. The possibilities are absolutely immense and endless.
We're in the heart of Missouri. We're surrounded by national forest, beautiful creeks, streams. This is an ample place for wildlife.
708 acres of beautiful countryside, 18 ponds, pristine, clear waters in Core Creek, teeming with aquatic wildlife. Crawdads, largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, feeds into the Osage Fork of the Gasconade River.
There's numerous access points, county road access, not just easements, deeded entrances.
When I first arrived here at the lodge at Buffalo Ranch and I met with Bob and Mary, he took me on a ride and we just kept going and going. It seems like it was just endless. This place is really a tremendous ranch with all of the water attributes, the outbuildings. There's really a lot of potential here.
Hi, I'm D.W. Hindman, broker-owner of Living the Dream Outdoor Properties, powered by LandLeader. I am humbled today to be at one of the best properties that Missouri has to offer, surrounded by thousands of acres in the Mark Twain National Forest, so you have endless hunting. This is one of the best turkey hunting properties in the Midwest, along with white-tailed deer.
To see the memories created in a property here has just been fantastic, and it's been phenomenal, the experience we've had in meeting all the people that have stayed and experienced this special property.
Last season, we featured the highly lucrative Green Ranch on High Creek. This pristine cattle operation is a combination of over 3,500 deeded acres under a cattleman's easement and more than 7,000 acres of BLM and state leased land. LandLeader TV is returning to the Green Ranch because the current owners have provided an additional 794 deeded acres not under the easement to the listing without raising the price. This represents a substantial discount on the listing and a huge opportunity for any potential buyer. Contact Hayden Outdoors for more information. This segment was brought to you by Gunworks, 1,000 yards right out of the box. And by Blue Otter Polarized Sunglasses. Don't settle for anything less than the best.
Honey Break Lodge is a majestic site towering over the cypress trees of scenic Larto Lake. With 6 lodge suites, 26 beds, and our camp that can host 96, Honey Break can accommodate any event. Visit us at honeybreak.com.
The Climber, a new ultralight design by Gunworks. The Climber is the pinnacle of lightweight, long-range design. Design yours at gunworks.com.
Land is where it all begins. From farmland and working cattle ranches to hunting properties and recreational retreats. We aren't your typical real estate agents. We choose boots over dress shoes and trucks over sports cars any day. We hunt, fish, raise cattle, and grow crops. We understand land.
Now you can live the Honey Break experience. We carry top brands in waterfowl and outdoor clothing, as well as a full line of Honey Break logo t-shirts, souvenirs, and gifts. Visit us at the Pro Shop or online at honeybreak.com.
This property is brought to you by Outdoor Properties of Nevada. See how we approach land differently.
My name is Jim, and we're here at the Lawson Ranch just north of Elko, Nevada. The Lawson Ranch has a lot of natural resources on it. and it has some of the oldest water rights in the state of Nevada. The priority date on these water rights here go to the 1860s. The ranch is roughly 3,000 acres of size, of which we irrigate approximately 2,300 acres of that. Lawson Ranch is an incredibly beautiful piece of real estate. It sits right at the base of the 11,000-foot Independence Mountains. In a plane, it's an hour and 15 minutes to Reno. It's a 16-minute flight to the town of Elko, or a 48-mile drive. We use our water for irrigating fields for both growing hay and for grazing cattle. We'll typically produce around 2,000 to 2,300 big bales of hay each year. Low year, we'll run about 600 adult mother cows, and in a good snowpack year, we'll run around 1,100 head. The cows are up here for about 8 to 9 months of the year. We have overwintered here. There are definitely some big snow years, though, where that's not a good idea. Its highest and best use, in my opinion, is probably a recreational facility. The late Bing Crosby purchased this ranch, oh my gosh, almost 70 years ago. Mr. Sam Lawson, whom we've named the ranch in his honor, he purchased it, and he had it for 37 or 39 years, something like that. Sam Lawson built a lot of buildings. The main house is around 4,500 square feet. It's 6 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and we remodeled it as a bed and breakfast. All the guest rooms have their own porch on them. Then there are two bedroom duplexes, and then we have a 3-bedroom, 1,800 square foot modular home that we use for our farming people. The barn that I'm sitting in is roughly a 16-stall horse barn. And then behind you, there are 2 pretty good-sized shops. Then we have 2 large hay storage barns. Each one holds about 1,000 bales of hay. There's a pretty good-sized aircraft hangar out there. The aircraft hangar is around 5,000 square feet. The airstrip itself is 120 feet wide and 2,700 feet long, and then it has about another 500-600 linear feet of overrun on it. The old original 1858 to 1860 series cabin still stands. Those windows came over from England in the late 1850s. The cabin's pretty well restored. We put a fence around it to keep all of the livestock out of it. It's the original sheepherder's cabin from the 1860s. We installed about 17,000 feet of big diameter underground main lines to feed our hay pivots. Did a lot of remodels on all of the infrastructure in place. Again, the highest and best use of this is probably as a recreational ranch. I run cattle on it strictly as a hobby per se, although it does produce a lot of revenue. I mean, there have been years where we sold over $1 million worth of calves off it. I think one year we were around $1 million too. The recreational activities up here are fantastic. We can put you on a horse and ride you up to the top of that mountain in about 6 hours. And you're just in heaven. You will think that you're in some wilderness in northern Wyoming or in the high end of Rockies or in southern BC. The top of that mountain up there is absolutely beautiful. There are white balsa fir trees up on top of there that are 60 and 80 feet tall. We'll run some pretty big parties up here, 250 to 300 people at a shot. Immediately above us, there's a dance floor. We'll typically set up 2 to 3 big tents, seating for around 200 in round tables. And then we bring in a 4 to 5 piece band, and we usually start about 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We get all of our neighbors up, a lot of friends. There have been years where we've had a dozen airplanes parked on the airstrip out there.
This segment was brought to you by Covert Scouting Cameras. Remain best in the game with Covert Scouting Cameras. And by Swarovski Optic. Perfection meets tradition.
I want to be silent, and I want to be lethal. I want every advantage. With the new covert cell cameras, I'll finally have the edge I've been missing. The only way they'll know I'm here is if they hear my heart beating through my chest.
Here at Swarovski Optic, a lot of time is spent on perfecting a few great things until every idea we touch enhances every moment in the field. For a quarter century, the Swarovski Optic SLC has been making hunters' dreams become reality. Feel the wilderness every time you step outside.
This property is brought to you by Outdoor Properties of Nevada. See how we approach land differently.
We've got 3 streams on the ranch. We have California Creek, Winters Creek, and Foreman's Creek. Those 3 streams are the headwaters of the Humboldt River. And that Humboldt River flows for several hundred miles. The 3 creeks, they have Lahontan cutthroat trout in them. We're the spawning ground of Lahontan cutthroat trout. A lot of wildlife. We have Shiras moose, Rocky Mountain elk. We have a lot of mule deer. That mountain above us probably has 5,000 to 6,000 mule deer on it. We have several hundred antelope that live on the ranch. Tracy grew up on a dairy and she retired after 10 years as the CEO marketing beef. You know, the beef is what's for dinner, eat more beef program. She retired and she sold her ranch in Idaho and came down here, and she likes working on the ranch.
I'm Tracy Bracco and we're in Elko, Nevada. I was in the food industry in corporate America for a number of years, and then prior to my retirement a year and a half ago, I'd spent the previous 10 years with the Idaho Beef Council as their executive director. I'm a bit of a cowgirl, yep. I've been in agriculture, and ranching has been all of my life. The role that I've taken on here is with a lot of the cattle, so I mean, I'll get up in the morning, go out, ride through all the cattle and the calves, make sure everybody's healthy, looking good. In addition to this, we're raising hay here, so we've got crops to deal with, and you know, we've got tractor work to do at this time of year, and soon, you know, the hay will be growing and we'll be cutting hay. Lawson Ranch here is just, I call it a piece of paradise. I don't think you can find a more breathtakingly beautiful place than this ranch is. I mean, you look on one side and you've got snow-capped mountains. You look out the other direction and you see just miles and miles of green around you, from the alfalfa fields to the meadow. It's a wonderful operation. It's turnkey, great cow-calf operation or yearling operation. It's a great place. It's a little piece of heaven out here.
So I interviewed 3 different nationwide firms in addition to the local brokers and the regional-wide brokers, and saw Todd at a couple of different trade shows and took a good look at the LandLeader program. It was over a year before I made my selection on which one of the nationwide firms. I put 2 pretty nice properties up on the block with Todd and LandLeader. They've greatly exceeded my expectation levels.
Hi, my name's Todd Renfrew from Outdoor Properties of Nevada. We're located today at the Lawson Ranch, which is 48 miles north of Elko, Nevada. It's a beautiful ranch, over 3,000 acres. There's 6 pivots, almost 600 acres under pivot. Just an amazing property. As you can tell, it's just a beautiful setting. The ranch sits at the base of a mountain, and you have national forest behind you, so all behind you is a national forest. One of the names is called Triple Creeks. There's 3 year-round creeks flow through the ranch. 1940s, Bing Crosby came to Elko, Nevada and bought 7 ranches, and this ranch is one of the ones that Bing Crosby owned. Being at the base of the national forest, you have a nice variety of wildlife. Obviously, you have bear, mountain lion, mule deer come in here, antelope come in, and once in a while you'll get an elk. This ranch is really set up to be a cattle ranch. The ranch water rights are one of the strong points of the property. Almost 600 acres under pivot, has great water rights for Nevada, and it's one of the premier irrigated cattle ranches in the state. One of the things that people really enjoy about Nevada is taxes. There's no state tax, and it's a big open state with a lot of country and a lot of room to roam. A lot of people drive through on Highway 80 and all they see is high desert and can't believe why anyone would live here. Here we are 48 miles off the highway, and you got this beautiful setting with snow mountains, aspen groves, flowing water, just a beautiful place.
We're both at a point in our lives that we want to slow down, travel, and retire. We've had a great run with it, and we've really enjoyed it, but we want to get away more, and we want to travel more while we still are healthy and have the ability to do so.
It's the most enjoyable thing I've ever done. I've built and sold a half a dozen relatively good-sized companies in my life, and I've been very fortunate in my life. And I don't know that I've ever done anything any more enjoyable than the Lawson Ranch. Every day you wake up and you don't bother looking at a clock.
For more information on how to feature your property on LandLeader TV, please visit landleader.com.